If you are looking into buying cheap and safe FIFA coins, look no further than footcoinshop.net. They have the fastest service, an incredible loyalty reward system, and the best prices around. Use my creator code Inception when you sign up for your account and get a 5% discount with your order. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Guys, today we're going to be talking about the leaked Rttk cards that are going to be coming out for this Friday. Some of these cards we might be able to do a review for. Obviously, it's probably not going to be the same as I used to do it before. Like, I think it's going to be like the main cards, right? So defenders and stuff, I probably won't do unless they get like a really crazy upgrade as it goes, but we'll see. We'll see what the vibes are once the promo comes out, because there's a few things here that is definitely worth looking into. Okay, so for the first card, guys, we have Erling Haaland, which I'm probably going to be releasing a review for soon because the rare gold card always grows throughout the year. Erling Haaland is a player who is, let's be honest, pretty solid in this game again, even though he's a three-star player currently on a Hawk chemistry style. On that lengthy, he is kind of nuts to work with, right? Physical, shooting, pace. This guy is an R-trigger merchant that bullies people, but then his finishing works out really well too. Like, he even has a 4-star weak foot, but you're gonna see in certain situations for the review, once we review that, once we put the review out for this card, that his finishing is like pretty nuts for the most part, because obviously you still have to work high percentage angles, of course, but even some of them that are not as high percentage, he hits them very nicely. So with this card, depending on how they actually end up improving the cards, right? Because one huge variable to consider is the fact that they can maybe do evolutions to them. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, right? But with Erling Haaland, the thing that you're guaranteed is the improvements, right? The upgrades, maybe a weak foot improvement on the card, depending on how far he goes, stat upgrades in certain positions. It would be kind of crazy to be able to give a card like this the engine chemistry style, right? And then you would just work with the pace as it is without the lengthy. Because here's the thing, right? Being able to improve dribbling while he is improving himself with higher finishing would be pretty ideal to work with. Because sure, he's not going to be on that lengthy, but he's still going to be pretty fast if he gets the right improvements for the future, right? So it's going to be that, the weak foot. If he gets a 4-star weak foot at the bare minimum, that'd be nuts as well. Obviously, with the playstyle, he's got acrobatic, power header, quick step, right? So a lot of R-trigger merchant stuff. Acrobatic is for like the crazy animations in the air and all that kind of stuff whenever you get that. So definitely one to look out for sure. Ozyman is the next one. I haven't tried out Ozyman yet this year. Some people have said that they liked him a lot. To be fair, then some people said that they don't. He's kind of like Timo Werner. Like, some people like him, some people don't. But yeah, this card should be an interesting one as well, because he's kind of like well formatted for the most parts, because you can make him a controlled lengthy player as of right now while giving him an engine chemistry style, which is a really big deal, right? Because his shooting's in a pretty decent area. He's got the 4-star weak foot. Maybe in the future they give him like a skill move upgrade. Playstyles could potentially be added to these cards as well, because maybe if it's like 3 or 4 rounds and they're like, oh, we're going to give him like a power shot, we're going to give him this or that, like, we don't know, right? They could potentially do this. But again, another card that's really well formatted, because on that controlled lengthy, it's a card that is going to be a physical runner, right? That physical runner type like Haaland to get the goal scoring opportunities could be very cool to work with too, because cards like this, you probably want to use them in like a 2-striker lineup, right? So one guy that's more agile next to him, and then you have him on one side, right? So he already has the weak foot, right foot on the right side. With the improvements, could be pretty nuts to work with for sure. Even a skill move upgrade would be cool for sure, because the new ones are very, very helpful to work with. So that's definitely going to be a big one if Napoli could go the distance, right? Saka's card. I think Saka's card is not like crazy right now, is it? Let me see, 86. Oh, this card's actually pretty decent. Let's see, Hunter chemistry style. Yeah, this is actually okay, because he actually has some defensive stats, which is a W, because technically speaking, if you want to use this card as your attacking oriented center mid in like a 4-3-2-1 or something like that, you could actually do that, and it would be pretty nice. Hunter chemistry style boosts the pace and the shooting. He's a 3-star player, so that is the biggest part right there, right? So obviously future improvements in weak foot and skill moves would definitely be like a really huge variable to work with. Base card stats being improved in the dribbling department would be a really big deal too. That would be a massive deal. Base card stats for defense being improved would be crazy too. Because in the future, if he gets like all of the improvements and you can give something like an anchor to him and then play him in the midfield setup, that'd be saucy. And then you could technically use him up top in the attacking areas in a hawk and it would still be saucy. So it'd be like a really good rotational card with the right improvements on him. So it just depends on how far Arsenal go in the Champions League for that kind of thing. But yeah, he looks pretty decent. Technical flair, maybe some added play styles would be kind of nice. Oh, this card, bro. I don't know if you guys watched the 4-3-2-1 video. Be sure to do so. Be my guest and do so. This card was playing as the attacking oriented center mid in the team, and he was absolutely feasting on people. Okay, feasting. I scored, and this is not forced. It's just natural FIFA. I wasn't forcing nothing. Okay, this guy was getting into all of the right positions in that role. Like the attacking center mid role is just so perfect for him in that area. I mean, you could use him in different ways, and it kind of makes sense that I like the card. Let's be honest. Look at the play style that he is, right? Or the accelerate that he is. He's a person that is explosive or controlled explosive. Either way, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna like. You know what I'm saying? So with Bruno Fernandes on a hunter chemistry style, this card, there's so much potential to work with. I mean, he has the high work rates. The height is there. Weak foot improvement would be kind of crazy to work with. But take a look at the traits that this card has, right? So incisive pass, pinged pass, long ball pass, flair, first touch, trivela. There's so much to work with when it comes to the in-game abilities for a card like this. Like, there's just so much to work with. Potentially in the future, you could maybe give him a shadow chemistry style as well. If they improve the base card stats for shooting to be in a certain area while you can improve your defensive capabilities of the card, that would be nuts too. So this is going to be a really big card if Man United could go the distance, but they're a weird team, right? So we'll see what they end up doing. Openda, Mr. R-Trigger Merchant. This guy was going up and down in price like crazy on a consistent basis in the beginning of the year, because R-Trigger Merchant, right? He's got a 4-star weak foot, high medium work rates. A card like this, you probably give like a hawk to, I would say, to improve physical, shooting, and pace. Potentially a hunter too, if you prefer to have the higher finishing and a little bit of extra pace, because it is always helpful to work with as well. So yeah, controlled. I don't think controlled would be that bad of a playstyle for him because of his body type, right? Like he before he used to have a physical one. I'm not sure now. I haven't tried out the left stick dribbling on this card, because I will say in Nkunku last year, I would not like using in the attacking position. I know that some of you guys did, but I didn't like his average body type up top. But this year's game, his left stick is really good. Like, I would actually use it up top. But that's crazy, because obviously if I use him as the attacking oriented center mid, even better with that left stick. But still, love that card up top, right? But yeah, Openda, we go back here. Openda looks like a card that could be decent, right? Finesse shot, rapid, quick step. R-Trigger Merchant, right? Like, he has the shooting traits, he has the stuff to outpace people, and then obviously in the future maybe they give him like a skill move upgrade. He has the right work rate already in the striker position, so a lot of potential to work with there as well. Kalulu is the defender, so let's see Kalulu. What does Kalulu look like right now? Like, that's the thing. Okay, so Kalulu, French AC Milan, shadow chemistry style. He's a controlled lengthy, mostly lengthy. Oh, you can make him mostly lengthy. This is something I have to experiment with a lot this year, but I still feel like shadow is going to be the most ideal. Like, if you're controlled lengthy, I still feel like, you know, it's always the acceleration part of the card that you want to be really high to work with the lengthy. You know what I'm saying? But this one could be really good. This could be like a really full meta card, to be honest. Like, it really could. Oh, that's actually cool that they do that on Footbin now. Nice. I could show the evolutions of cards. That's good. Playstyles, and oh, he has anticipate and block. Ooh, that's a really big deal. These playstyles right here, very good playstyles. Yeah, Kalulu could be a monster in game with the right improvements for sure. Bonucci, I don't think he's gonna. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how well Union Berlin does, because I think they tied against Madrid in the first game, or no, they lost in the last minute, I believe. Yeah. This card definitely needs some massive improvements, because even with the upgrades, like, this pace is still going to be like a little bit too low. To be fair, if you're playing like really conservative defensive tactics and you're working with, oh, he doesn't have like any crazy defensive playstyles. That would have to be added onto the card for him to be pretty nice. Controlled lengthy as well on a shadow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Limer. Have they given this card a right back position change? Maybe on a new card they will. Let's see. Oh, they haven't. Okay. Because he does play in the right back position for Bayern Munich sometimes. So sometimes he plays in the actual CDM spot, and then sometimes he plays in the right back position. So what I'm thinking is that it would be really cool that for the new version of his card, if you can make him a shadow chemistry style player that also by default has the position change, that would be really cool, because he currently plays that way right now. Which makes sense that they didn't do it right away, because I don't think he did it for was it Leipzig that he used to play for? I think it might have been Leipzig. I don't think he played that often in that position, but I could be wrong, right? It was mostly like in the midfield setup. Block, incisive pass, slide tackle, bruiser, relentless. Like, that's pretty good to work with in that fullback position too, because he even has physical stats as well. No strength though. No strength. No, anchor is gonna be a little bit too slow unless you use like conservative defensive tactics. Machado. Who's Machado? Center back? Is that what it is? Oh, Jens. I could see them giving him some good improvements. See, the thing about Lens is that they can, in the future, they can have some really good cards, right? Like if they do one for... Oh, never mind, he's not here anymore. Oh, Medina. Medina would be a really big card, I think. Medina was actually nice last year. Very underrated card. But yeah, Machado left back position, shadow chemistry style, I would say, right? To boost the pace and the pace in the defense. Block, anticipate, fantastic play styles to work with too. Maybe like a weak foot skill move improvement. It's hard to see them going really far though, so that's going to be a tough one as well. DePaul will be a really nice card, I think. I think he definitely has a lot of potential. Reason being for this is because this is a type of card that, in my opinion, you use in the center mid role as a stay back while attacking cover center player that could still sometimes attack, because he's a high medium work rated card. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's nice to have that. Like if I'm playing in a 4-3-2-1 and my right center mid is a stay back while attacking player, sometimes the high medium work rate will still push him in the attacking position, but he'll still track back really nicely too, because you're using him in a more defensive way with that instruction. So this card has a lot of potential as well. Finesse shot. Oh, no defensive playstyles? Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to improve him then. Base card stats for dribbling would have to be improved. What about an engine? I mean, maybe in the future, but a hunter with a dribbling like that? That's a Correa link, so that's going to be a big deal for that. Bruno Guimaraes, I think, might be a really huge W. I'm still sick if you can't tell after a week, man. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Bruno Guimaraes. This card actually has a lot of potential. Definitely going to be worth upgrading, I think. The reason why they chose Bruno Guimaraes, though, to be honest with you, is because it's hard to see Newcastle progressing in that current Champions League group. That's why they chose him. That's EA being EA, right? Because it's very difficult to see them progressing. That's why they gave a nice card. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still think that with the base improvements, it could still be a pretty cool card to work with, though. Because on stay back while attacking cover center with the high work rates and improved base card stats, I would say, like, what? They do like a +2, +3 for the initial cards. It would still be pretty decent to get as an OBJ card. But for future improvements, I think at some point people would just put them into an SBC, right? But regardless, still a pretty good OBJ to get. If Newcastle actually surprises us and goes the distance, it would be a W card to have in general. Good links, good league, right? So a lot of cool stuff to work with there too. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the promo cards that are gonna be coming out. Obviously a lot of very good stuff to work with. I think for the most part, like if I get down to it, the reviews are probably gonna be like for Holland, Osimhen, Saka, Bruno, maybe Openda, maybe very small chance to Paul, but Bruno for sure with an OBJ. So we'll see. We'll see what the vibes are, guys. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.